So, nerfs are coming pretty soon, and well, Nova's kind of flipping out. She thinks scabs might actually get nerfed. What do you think, Nova? Do you think scabs will finally hit the bucket? She just can't handle herself. She is just losing her mind. Anyways, let's get into the news.
Let's get salty!
Hey everyone, and welcome to This Week in Hearthstone, the 66th edition of our weekly news recap series where we take a look at all the news and events in the past week in the Hearthstone world. And well, we had World Championships. Before we get into that, we'll have our top story of nerfs. Are they coming today, tomorrow? I'll give you the latest details on all of that, as well as the World Championships did happen over the weekend. You may not have been aware of it. It was on YouTube. Not the most promotion in the world, but there was some. We'll talk about who won and also some big changes coming to the esports scene, including some Battleground stuff and, well, no wild stuff. Again, we'll talk about that, as well as the mailbag segment where I answer your questions. So, we have nerfs coming this week, almost certainly. It hasn't been officially confirmed. We've speculated, we predicted, and well, there's a patch coming tomorrow. It's all been but confirmed by the devs on Twitter as well as on this post. This post here from the holiday sale that offered 0% in savings. Beautiful, but yes, it highlighted a bunch of the winter portrait bundles that'll be added to the shop on the 21st, which is tomorrow. And that includes a free, I believe we get Snowman Thrall for free. So there will be a free portrait if you can't afford to buy one or don't win my giveaway or anything like that. So there at least is that to look forward to. But yes, there will be likely a patch, well, for sure a patch, as well as likely the balance patch. And again, we've already gone over predictions, speculations, but also I think there's some other stuff we can expect with this patch. The achievements have been bugged since they've came into the game. I get asked about this all the time. They're all achievable but one, and that's this one, the Paladin one, and I've done them all. There's workarounds on all the other ones, but I wanted to wait for a guide on when they actually I can complete them all and fix them all. So if it gets fixed on the 21st, expected achievement guide in the next few days, because they're all done. I'm ready. I got deck list suggestions, a lot of fun stuff. So you can look forward to that. I've had a lot of people asking me. And yeah, we should expect a balance patch. Hopefully Wild gets some love. There's a lot of problems there, but it'll probably be mostly standard centric, and let's hope that they dial back these OTK decks a bit. Anyways, the next story is the World Championships. This is the last time the World Championships will be in this style, as there are major changes coming. But before we get into that, we'll go into the results. Basically, it came down to a Final Four. We had a Possessi and McBanter face off at the semifinals, as well as Glory, the defending champion, against the young kid and Gabby. Glory defeated Gabby. Possessi defeated McBanter face for an all-Japanese final that went down to the wire, and the final game was OTK Demon Hunter versus OTK Demon Hunter, with Possessi winning his first ever World Championships. Almost Glory repeated, but not quite. But yes, Japan doing very well. APAC, or the whole Asia region in particular, have won, 3 in a row now? We had Lion, Possessi, and Glory now back to back, winning for China, Japan, and Japan respectively. So very dominant over there in the Asian region. And yeah, congrats to Possessi. They also announced the changes to the competitive scene. Won't go into too much details. I'll link the blog below, but basically Grandmasters is going away. This will be the last year of Grandmasters. There's not going to be new ones. They haven't figured out what the replacement will be quite yet. My prediction is kind of scary, that I think just esports might be gone. It might just be like invitational tournaments here and there, and it's just going to be gone. But yeah, there's a $3 million budget allocated, same as last year, except some of it will be siphoned off to Battlegrounds, which will have its own little invitational tournaments for I think $500,000, and there'll be invites based on ladder performance. So your rank in Battlegrounds might actually mean something now. So that'll be happening. And yeah, the Grandmasters, the current ones, will get a year in Grandmasters, but World Championships, I believe, will be up to 16 players. The money's not being upped, but the players are being upped, and there'll be 8 from Masters Tour, 4 from Grandmasters, the current Grandmasters that will be retired out after the year, and 4 from the Chinese region, I believe. So there you go. There's a bunch of changes. Do I think they're good changes? Grandmasters has been a horrible system. It has only hurt Hearthstone esports since its implementation, well before it left for YouTube. It's always been on a decline. YouTube has not helped. Just the exposure, people just find it easier on Twitch. By the way, the Battlegrounds stuff will be on Twitch apparently, so that's pretty cool. But overall, whatever they come up with to replace it, I don't think could possibly be worse. There's a lot of very salty grandmasters about it because, well, the money's worse for them now. They don't get, the security, and it's going to be hard to make a living being a professional Hearthstone player. But I mean, that is what it is. It's pretty hard to be a professional anything video game player unless it's like a really top tier game, and the money isn't there in Hearthstone esports. Teams don't pick up players. It's just not a reality. So I think change is definitely needed, and I hope it doesn't result in just no more esports at all. I don't want to see that, but we'll see what happens this time next year when they announce, what's going to happen the next year. And lastly, we have the mailbag segment where I answer your questions. If you want to leave me a question, leave a question in the comments below with mailbag in the comments. So first we have Funny Platypus asking, do you think a creative mode where you can play any cards and don't have to worry about mana to test out stuff? Well, I guess, would that be a cool mode? That's kind of like a sandbox mode. I remember when I interviewed Mark not very long ago, that was one of his top requests. And even Ixar has talked about it in AMA. I think Celestlon answered it in AMA, and it's something they'd like to have in there where you could just mess around and do different stuff. It's just the logistics of actually implementing the mode and doing it. And is it worth their time? They're not really going to make money off of it, right? Like, it's just a convenient, nice quality of life feature for the player. So those are pretty rare to come by that they do that. And it sounds, that mode would take a little bit of a significant overhaul and all that. So I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be creative and fun. I don't think it will probably ever happen, or at least not anytime soon. And Adam asks, what do you think are the most likely features they'll implement from that big list of features people gave Ixar? So there was a post by Ixar asking, like, what type of stuff would you like to look into to add into the game? And I think the most likely thing to happen within the calendar year is random portrait selection. I think will happen. Like, there's just so many, and to incentivize people to get more portraits. They're pushing out more than ever. I think some type of tournament mode will happen. I would think a good shot of it, probably for Battlegrounds more than anything. They've already kind of hinted at that, and then maybe they can convert it to, standard or whatever. I think that would probably happen. I think that Nax will be added to Classic at some point. I think Classic needs an update, and that was on the list as well as just, stabilization issues. And I don't think we're going to see major things. I think it's going to be more quality of life, like I mentioned earlier, but more like, streamlined stuff that helps out. I think the shop could very well see an overhaul as well. It's really buggy right now, and well, if they want to sell stuff, you don't want a laggy, disorganized mess. So that could happen, and those would probably be my picks for what would happen off that list. The next question comes from Caro asking, would you consider getting Nova a friend, cat or dog? And if it's a boy, you need to name him Scabs. Well, I actually had another cat with my ex-girlfriend at the time, and they did not get along. For 2 years, we tried to get them to get along, and Nova would just try and murder her. She is very possessive. But yeah, a dog, she might actually get along with. I don't know, but other cats, even like other cats in the neighborhood, she just likes to go after them. And then we have the last question here from the big dog. Nova's getting pretty impatient here. Asks, I just played triple Scabs in one game on ladder and fatigued my opponent. How is Nova handling this meta? Can you see? She doesn't seem to be enjoying it, right, Nova? No, she's ready for some nerfs. Anyways, that's This Week in Hearthstone. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day. And Nova, you want to say bye? Stay salty, my friends. Bye-bye.